How are those stable? Actually, how did your test go today?
I passed.
Did you? Awesome. You found out right away then, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was so scared. I almost cried waiting for my results. I was like, oh my god, it's gonna cost $95 to retake.
4 hours of testing though?
Yeah, it took forever. I got home at 9:40.
Woo. Well, all right. Well, thank you for coming in.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, hey everyone. We're here this morning, and we're just going to have what we think is a really interesting conversation. And I'm going to turn it over here to Emily to talk about. Emily's been working on something, kind of a self-improvement idea. So tell us what that is and kind of where that came from.
Well, I decided to limit my phone time from 5 hours to 2 hours because I realized I was on it for a majority of the day. And I actually decided, I think it was the end of last school year, and because my little sister was the one who told me that I was on my phone too much and I wasn't spending enough time with her playing Uno.
Right, not being present in the moment. So.
Well, you kind of have to become more aware of when you're on your phone, because it's really easy to just go on your phone and then next thing you know you're on it for an hour. So maybe kind of just say, okay, I'm going to go on my phone just to check things out from 5:10 to 5:15 or 5:10 to 5:20, and then I'm done, and then I'm going to go continue something else.
Yeah, I put a timer on my iPhone. Allows you to set a timer, so I max out at 15 minutes of social media time a day, and then it pops up. You can ignore that if you want to or whatever, and sometimes that happens. But that's a way just to be conscious of what you're doing.
One thing for people my age is you think you're missing out on a lot not being on your phone, but you're missing out way more being on it. That's so true. I was on it and I was like, oh, my friend's Snapchatting me, oh, my friend's texting me, stay involved, stay involved. And then next thing you know, the funniest thing ever just happened.
In front of your face.
Yeah, and you're like, what happened? What happened? And you're like, it was just, it's actually kind of life-changing a little bit. I feel like I have about 5 hours more a day to complete my task. I actually started learning how to play the guitar. Still learning, not very good at it yet because of homework, but I get my homework done, I feel like I get more sleep. I'm not on my phone so much before going to bed. I put it down and I'm like, okay, bedtime.
Yeah. That's one of the things the studies say, that that blue light is really terrible for your body telling you it's time to go to bed. And so if you spend an hour looking at your phone before you go to bed, your body's not ready because it's being told, no, you need to stay awake here. Yeah, and some people put their phone right by them, and one of my steps in downsizing mine is I put it on the other side of the room. So when my alarm goes off, I have to get up. And I don't casually just pick it up then. Okay, I've done kind of done the same thing, been aware, trying to downsize mine, and I've found the same thing. I'm more present. For me, I think a better person. I'm a better husband. I'm a better dad because I'm present. I also think I was just unaware of, if you and I are having a conversation, or we're hanging out, eating lunch or whatever, and I'm on my phone, that's rude. Yeah. And empathy, you need to have to look at someone in the eyes in order to activate that part of your brain. I think everybody could probably do well at, I don't really know, maybe limiting the small things. I'm not really sure. Yeah. Just going, I think everyone can obviously stop playing Candy Crush and stuff. But I think the part where it comes hard is when it comes to social media, because you always want to stay updated. You don't want to miss something, miss out on something. I'm not sure. What I find amusing, I guess, is between, let's say, first and second hour, kids typically go into their room and they pull up their phone that's their default. Rather than interacting with people around them, a lot of people, their default is, I'm just going to pull up my phone, see what happens. Nothing happened first hour. Anything that was that important, you'll find out at lunch. And I think students do a great job at lunch. When I walk through the lunchroom, I rarely see people on their phone. They're interacting in that way. I think that's great. That's what I would say. Students do a really good job of that. It's the beginning of class, into class, your default is just I'm just going to do this, instead of, hey, let's have this conversation about you learning guitar or a book that you're reading or anything like that. I really agree with that, especially because that's true. What's going on at 10 a.m. that you didn't see at 8 a.m. Right. So that's another thing too that's changed for me for my social media is I would check my
like Twitter feed or whatever, and then I check it an hour later, like there's like 2 new posts.
Yeah.
Like, why do I care? I can just save that, you know, for 4 hours later, and I'll see the same thing. It'll just take me 15 seconds longer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is, you know, something interesting for you to think about, and you know, those iPhones have the screen tracker, so you can keep track of how long you're on your phone and think about, is that really the way that I want to be living my life, and what's a way that I can downsize it, or you know, that I can use my phone so that it's not the phone using me, because.
But I think what people realize too is some people go on their phones and they see they're on their phone 7 hours a day. Like,
That's
it's
crazy.
bad. And if you like actually did the math, you were wasting days of the year on your phone. Like whole days that you could have, whatever you want to do. Like, you could finish 2 books, I don't know, lose 10 pounds during that time, literally. Like, it's crazy.
So one of the things that I've tried to do is decrease my phone time. Like, that was New Year's resolution at the end of last year, and I was going to recommit myself to reading books. I read way more books now this year than I ever thought humanly possible, but it was because, like, I didn't realize I was using all of this time on social media. That was like, I can't tell you anything about that time. I can tell you all about my books that I read. You know?
And like, another thing is too that I realized helped me is, like, when I'm doing my homework, I always have my phone next to me in case, like, I took screenshots of something, which is like, yeah, it's possible or whatever, but like, putting your phone on Do Not Disturb actually helps you get your homework done so much faster. Like, last year, I would spend 5 hours on homework, and I'm like, how did I waste my whole night? Oh, because I went on my phone every 15 minutes. Like, it was bad.
That's people think they're multitasking. They're actually switching back and forth, and like, for your brain to really lock in and hammer it out and do well at it, you need to put that stuff away. There's all kinds of studies that say the same thing. Like, if you're asked to do 2 things at once, you're actually just not doing either of them well. And it's taking you longer, you're making more mistakes, and you're not, you know, your stress goes up because of all of those things. So, all right, those are great tips, and we hope that you continue to have this conversation, because we think it's an important one, and just one that has kind of sprung up from Emily talking about, hey, I'm trying to do this. I think you wrote a paper about it. It just started a lot of really good conversations. So, good on you.